This is a Fox 4 breaking news report.
Yeah, that breaking news comes out of Kauffman Stadium tonight with a report that the Royals owner, David Glass, is negotiating a sale of the team. I'm John Holt.
I'm Lauren Halifax. Fox 4's Kara Mashik is live at the K now with what we know so far. Kara?
Yeah, certainly a lot of fans turning up right now to go into the game. The Royals are here at home tonight playing the A's, and they are stunned and surprised to hear the news that the team possibly could be sold to new owners. The report tonight coming from the website The Athletic. They say Royals owner David Glass is talking about selling the club to a group headed by the vice chairman of the Cleveland Indians, John Sherman. Sherman is a Kansas City native and serves on the Kauffman Foundation board. The report doesn't say if the two sides are anywhere close to making a formal deal. David Glass has owned the Royals since 2000 when he bought the team for $96 million. Forbes now values the team at more than $1 billion. ESPN reports Glass and Sherman are negotiating a deal that would be worth more than $1 billion. Any sale of the team, of course, would still require approval by Major League Baseball's owners. We have reached out to the Royals for comment, but haven't received a response. We'll be sure to update you as we learn more. Reporting live at the K, Kara Mashik, Fox 4 News.
A Metro firefighter safely escaped dangerous situations on the job for more than 2 decades, but his family says he could not escape the illness that killed him.
Fox 4's Jessica Ely sits down with the family of former Captain Jerry Baton.
Yeah, firefighters run into burning buildings all the time. They know they'll be called to respond to emergencies and other dangerous situations. It's part of the job. But there's one danger a Kansas City firefighter and his family never saw coming. Mother and daughter sit sharing stories together of their beloved son and brother, Jerry Baton.
It's like a light has gone out. You know, of course, we're grieving and feel a loss, and there's a hole.
Jerry died on Friday after a 7-year battle with cancer. He had multiple myeloma. It's a rare blood cancer that weakens the bones.
It's been grueling, especially the last few weeks. He was declining. In all of this, he always had a good attitude.
Jerry's cancer likely caused by breathing in exhaust fumes from fire trucks for more than 20 years. Jerry was also around a lot of other toxins. KCFD says, unfortunately, things like this are part of the job. But the firefighters union, along with the department, says KCFD is taking steps to protect firefighters. They say almost every fire station now has high-powered washing machines to take toxins out of gear. They've also implemented a fire hood replacement program. Still, Jerry's family says his cancer could have been caught earlier on.
He said that he was holding a fire hose and he heard a pop, or he felt a pop in his chest.
Langford says that happened in March of 2012. Then they say he was misdiagnosed by a doctor. It wasn't until nearly 3 months later that Jerry and his family found out the truth. He had cancer. By that time, it had progressed to stage 3 and was likely starting to spread.
I was a little upset, yes, because I felt like if it would have been diagnosed sooner, it may have prolonged his life. And we just wanted him here as long as possible.
While an earlier prognosis may not have changed Jerry's outcome, his family wishes they had more time with him. Now, Jerry's family says he did not want a funeral, so instead they'll have a memorial service at the Fireman's Hall this Sunday to celebrate his life. Jessica Ely, Fox 4 News.
One person is dead after a fall this afternoon at the Liberty Memorial. First responders were called to the Midtown scene around 4. Investigators say a man fell from the tower above the museum. They now say there are no obvious signs of foul play. The identity of the man has not been released. The CEO for the National World War I Museum, which was locked down for a brief time, says they are deeply saddened by the tragedy. A daycare center on the Metro's outskirts says it's lost out on nearly $150,000 to cover its bills. The leaders of the Odessa Childcare Center say most of that money is past money parents haven't paid. Only on Fox 4, Sean McDowell shows us how the daycare is left holding the bag. Sean?
In a town of 5,200 where there are only 4 listed daycare centers, childcare options can be pretty scarce. Leaders at the Odessa Community Daycare Center say they're in desperate need of money. Director Lacey Frazier took her job on Monday. She and her mother, Ann Sayers, who became the center's board president only in May, say past managers failed to collect payments from childcare clients to the tune of $147,000 that stretches back several years. The center's directors say they're not planning legal action to recover that money either.
Pretty quick. We need some help.
14 employees work here, caring for as many as 55 Lafayette County children during the day.
I borrowed, to make sure the staff was paid.
Sayers says she's already dipped into her own 401k to pay them once, but she can't do it again.
I don't know actually who was responsible to collect the fees from the parents, but some of our parents, former parents, didn't quite leave with a clean slate, so to speak. Not all their fees were paid.
Frazier is able to manage the center despite living with a severe form of spina bifida.
It's urgent. I don't know that we can go another month or two without help. We do have bills, and we have to pay our staff.
Frazier and Sayers say they also had to replace a heating cooling unit that went out this summer, which put a big strain on their budget.
That's their only source of income.
Yvette Hoagland is a pre-K teacher at the daycare. She also sends her own grandkids here, and she knows customers are concerned.
If this place goes out of business, what are they going to do? How are they going to pay for their bills? How are they going to take care of their kids?
Sayers and Frazier say they're planning a yard sale for Saturday, September 7th, which could help them recoup a few bucks. They say they're planning to stay in business for as long as they can. However, without an unexpected windfall, they may have to close up soon. Sean McDowell, Fox 4 News.
Odessa community daycare leaders say they're also on probation with the state due to actions of past employees. The Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services investigated 2 incidents, including one involving a teacher slapping a child. That employee was fired and prosecuted. The center says its probation should end soon.
A woman who says she was beaten in a Raytown street this morning says her attacker is a Kansas City firefighter and a neighborhood menace. The woman was driving to work when she says a young woman kept honking and eventually cut off her car and stopped her. The victim recognized that woman as a teenager who lives in her neighborhood. As they argued in the street, she says that teenager's dad showed up. Witnesses told police the man punched her, threw her down, and slammed her head into the ground. She says the man finally backed off when police arrived and arrested him. The victim alleges that that suspect has been the center of a neighborhood feud spanning nearly 20 years.
That's what's got us so frustrated. We went to Home Association. We've called the fire department. We've called Internal Affairs, and they just told us just to keep calling when things happen so they can make note of it. I think it took this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for anything to be done.
Fox 4 is not naming the attacker because no charges have been filed against him at this time. Kansas City police confirmed they have responded to neighborhood complaints before, but no arrests have been made before today.
Attorneys for a notorious murder suspect want him declared mentally unfit to stand trial. Kyler Yost, charged in Cass County with 2 counts of first-degree murder and abandonment of a corpse. It's connected to the deaths of Kara Kopetsky and Jessica Runyons. A mushroom hunter found their remains in a Cass County field in 2017. Yost's attorneys say they believe he suffers from a mental illness and is not competent to go on trial, would not understand the proceedings. A hearing on this matter scheduled for next week. His trial currently set for November. An Independence man is accused of killing his mother. 38-year-old Lucas Maritzen is charged with first-degree murder. Officers found his mother, 57-year-old Tamara Rainey, dead yesterday at a home near East 14th and Arlington. In court documents filed in the case, neighbors say he made a statement he had to, quote, put her down.
A ban on most abortions in Missouri will not go into effect tomorrow as scheduled. A federal judge today issued an order that temporarily blocks the law as the lawsuit plays out in court. The ban signed earlier this year into law would have ended abortions after 8 weeks of pregnancy statewide. It does not include any exceptions for rape or incest. Governor Mike Parson says he's glad that some provisions of the law are being upheld. He says the state looks forward to arguing the remaining issues in court. Change in dress code, what some local police officers will be able to wear that they hadn't been able to before.
A change in state law. The new rule going into effect tomorrow to keep kids safe at school. You're watching Fox 4 News at 6.